There has been plenty happening with my colony of Myrmecia brevinoda. Lots to see here in the video, some really exciting things. So let's get into the video and see what has been happening with the development of this colony. Let's go! So in the last video I did on this colony, there was quite a few of the cocoons ready to go, which is really nice to see. Plenty of new workers coming, and we'll have a look at some of that footage shortly. This Outworld though, I really feel I need to do something about it, so I'm going to redo the Outworld. I might even see if I can get a larger tank for them, just to give them a bit more room to move around. Quite a bit of excavations happened here in the Outworld, and plenty of workers are running around out here. Hard to keep the water up to them in their trays sometimes, and also that sugar water that they just love so much. Every time I put it in there, they're straight into it. But as you can see, it's a bit of a mess out here in the Outworld, so definitely time for something a bit nicer for them. I want to give them some nice structures to climb over and explore, not just horizontal area, but also vertical, so they've got plenty of room to play. I just love seeing them like this up in this plastic plant that I've put in the Outworld. Well, let's have a look inside now as well. So inside first, the 3D printed nest that I have here. You can see lots of cocoons, but see what's happened? They're all empty. You know what that means? Yep, lots of new workers are in this colony. Fantastic to see. Now let's have a look and see if we can see any of them. Now, do you remember what they would look like if they're newly hatched? Yep, they're going to be that really bright red, or pale red color, I guess you could say. Now that there is one of the late queens that hatched from a previous generation, so not this new generation. And there we go, there's one of the new workers that's hatched. So definitely that pale red color, and as that exoskeleton hardens over time, they become that more deeper red color. Now a little while back, a few days, a couple of weeks probably, before I made this video and recorded most of this, there were quite a lot of larvae present, and they were spinning those cocoons like crazy. And this one here you can see just moving inside the cocoon. Really beautiful to see. One day I think I'm going to get a time lapse of weaving a cocoon. But we can see that there's plenty of these new workers here. Again, one right there, very pale, newly hatched, and a very large worker at that as well. Awesome, so awesome to see. So plenty of cocoons here, plenty that have hatched already. But when I did a count in the previous nest, now a lot of these ones that you see here have hatched, and we've got some more here that are coming out. But in the other nest that we're going to have a look at in a second, I'll show you exactly how many cocoons are left to hatch for this colony. Now when I first got this colony, there was probably about 25 workers perhaps, when I removed that nest and saved it, and we've definitely have grown since that time. But look at the structure of these cocoons. It's just so amazing that these larvae are weaving these cocoons, and they're actually quite tough. You can see the fibers there that they actually make. So really amazing, just amazing that these creatures can do this. So fascinating to be able to see it and watch it. Just amazes me every time I see these workers as well. How big they are, those big eyes. Beautiful. So privileged to be able to have a colony of these, and I hope you're enjoying seeing the videos on my colony of brevinoda. Again, one of the largest species of ants in the world. So as we can see here, this is again one of the newly hatched workers. Just going underneath there. You can see the coloration. We can get nice and close on her. She doesn't like being exposed to the light too much, but you can see the coloration of these new workers. They do stand out nicely, which is good, because then I can tell which ones have hatched freshly, and if I have any fresh queen elates or male drone elates as well. So really good to see. Now let's have a look at the other nest and see what's going on in the waitong nest that I have. And again, packed full of cocoons. Now I went through and counted these cocoons that I have here, and I think there's 28 in total. So that is really amazing. So there's still 28 more workers to hatch, which means I'm going to need more room. I think I'm going to need a bigger nest again. Another little upgrade as well on the way, I think. And you can see there that we've still got plenty of larvae. Plenty of those larvae there, still munching away, and they'll be ready to weave their cocoons as well. And based on what I've got there, there's probably at least another dozen, 15, maybe even 20 larvae to go. So this colony is doing very well, very healthy, enjoying their protein, trying to keep those crickets up to them, which sometimes can prove quite difficult. Let me know what you think of this waitong nest here. This is one of my custom ones that I had made for me. Wasn't the final prototype, but this colony seems to be enjoying it, so I'm happy with that myself. So there we go, a little bit of an update on this colony of brevinoda, and I'll have a following up one shortly, hopefully with that new Outworld to share with you, and I'll build an Outworld and make a nice video on that for you. Awesome. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the channel and you'll get early access to videos, behind the scenes information, and plenty of other perks on different levels as well. So I really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Well, again, not possible without my wonderful Patreon. So thank you Medical Carcass 9, Hugh Janus, Gordon C, Ant Nation, and Nicholas Strano. Appreciate your support. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. There's a video there recommended for you from YouTube, and one that I picked that I think you might really enjoy as well. Thanks for watching the video, and always remember, happy ant keeping.